Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie.Cast. This is the podcast where we talk everything film. I hope you guys had a good 4th of July. We took our own little vacation last week from the show, but we will be getting back to it now. I'm Mike, and as usual, I'm joined by Costa.
What's up, everybody?
And today we have a special guest star, Julia.
Hello.
Yeah, Amber is away on vacation herself, enjoying the beaches on the coast of North Carolina. Hopefully she doesn't get eaten by a shark.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. But she's putting her life at risk there, you know. So
yeah,
we might have Amber back. We're not, you know, we'll have to wait it out. So the big event happening this weekend is Comic-Con.
Yep.
So the San Diego Comic-Con, a lot of news pouring out. So we want to start basically a new section on our show where we're actually going to talk about some of the most recent movie news that had come out, and a little later in the show we'll have a Minions review. Mm-hmm. So, but first of all, let's get to some of the big news coming out of Comic-Con. This is still rumored, but yet to be officially confirmed. But we do believe that Ben Affleck is set to both, I think, direct and write and star in a standalone Batman film.
Yeah. He is going to be co-writing the script for Batman. I actually just want to double check here. I should know the name of the writer because he's written comics for DC in the past. Where is it? With Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns.
Yes, he's written a number of the comics for Batman. So I think he may have also. I'm not certain. I'm gonna have to double check, but I think he may have worked with Frank Miller on the Dark Knight Returns, which is what the Batman vs Superman's kind of based off of. Mm-hmm. So good choice. Yeah. I mean, Ben's I think he's proven himself in recent years that he's capable of directing and co-writing and stuff like that on these movies. But to tackle something like Batman, I think it's something different than what he's used to.
You got. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, he's not, in my opinion, he's not the greatest actor. I mean, I know Argo and stuff was like a good movie, but he didn't really have to do a whole lot.
Nope. The most emotional range he had to show for Argo was he had to have a deep thinking scene.
and in Gone Girl, I mean. Yeah, not really either.
I just love that. I love that. When he was first cast as Batman, there was all this outrage, and now DC is like, screw it, we're gonna give Batman everything to Ben Affleck. Yeah. Screw you guys.
I mean, yeah, I think, but he has come a long way though. I mean, think about a lot of the stuff he did. Prior, because I'm not saying Ben Affleck's been going through this renaissance period of his career, because I mean he's done better,
right?
Because think about movies, was it Geely or whatever that was called? He has come a long way since then, and
of course everybody will also point to Daredevil.
Actually, see, the Daredevil, I don't necessarily blame him for Daredevil. I think that was just bad writing.
Oh yeah,
and directing. He actually did a decent job with what he was given, and also that when you have the new Daredevil series to kind of juxtapose to that, it's kind of that was a steaming pile of crud, but
mm-hmm.
We'll have to see how he does in the movie. We've talked about it several times already. I mean, if he can do just a halfway decent job as Batman in this movie, where he doesn't butcher the character, then I'll feel okay about him moving forward.
Yeah, I have no real qualms with him as Batman. No. I think he'll be okay.
I think he can play Bruce Wayne. It's just a matter of can he play Batman.
That's true.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, we shall see in a year still. Yeah, because
March.
Yeah,
so less than a year.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we have what? So we've got 8 months until.
Yes.
8 months until Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, and the Batman news keeps on coming as well, because we also have a animated version of The Killing Joke that will be coming out sometime soon, which Costa is very excited
for. I mean, if you're a kid who was either born in the mid to late 80s or if you're born early 90s, you are familiar with Bruce Timm and the amazing work he did with the animated series, the Batman animated series. I mean, he did that. I mean, I think that, there are 2 iterations of the animated series that Bruce Timm did in the 90s. And then, of course, that eventually moved on like Batman Beyond and stuff like that. He did the Superman cartoon at that time as well. And, he's still been around in the industry and doing stuff. But recently, though, it's like he's coming back and he's more at the forefront of doing a lot of major works for Warner Brothers. I mean, they're about to release, Justice League Monsters and Gods, which is kind of like a retelling or a different iteration, like Batman's vampire type of deal. What else? Superman is no longer. I don't know all the details, but I know like Clark Kent isn't Superman. There's a different.
What?
It's a different Kryptonian, or either way, but it's different and it's a darker story, and I'm interested. They released shorts on YouTube, like these little 5-minute videos that kind of give you a glimpse into what these familiar characters are going to be like now in this. But either way, he's just coming off of doing that, and next year he's releasing a full animated film based on the Killing Joke graphic novel, which I am super excited about. I hope to God that he gets Mark Hamill to be the Joker. You have to.
It would seem like a logical
You have
choice.
to. Joker is like the centerpiece of this story. So you either get Mark Hamill or you settle for Troy Baker.
Right.
Who did Joker in the Arkham Origins game.
Right. I mean, obviously that would be the preference of Hamill, but I guess if Troy Baker can, cover up the job enough, then...
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I like how Bruce Timm, he's going for the darker material.
Yeah.
If you've watched the shorts on YouTube, really dark stuff. I mean, at the end of the Batman short, he's chasing Harley Quinn, tracking her down. At the end, he bites into her neck and kills her.
Oh,
that's not a very traditional Batman thing to do, but it's pretty dark in the way Harley Quinn looked like she had I don't know, she had stitches in her neck as if her head had been sewn onto a body, or it was kind of crazy,
That's weird.
but it still had that animation style from the 90s cartoon. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well,
if that isn't apparent.
Yeah, no. Are you excited? I can't tell.
No, not at all, actually.
But and then also wrapping up all the DC news coming out. Even though this was a little bit ago, but apparently there's an on-set therapist for the
Suicide Squad.
The cast of Suicide Squad. Apparently David Ayers hired a therapist for them to talk to, because apparently the script for Suicide Squad gets really deep from what was said, from what apparently has been said so far. So that's definitely a Heath Ledger motivated move right there.
I would agree. I mean, especially for Jared Leto. I mean, the Joker is one of the darkest, most pathologically insane characters in any source material whatsoever, and you really have to dig deep. I mean, for that role, especially now. I mean, Leto is a method actor. I mean, if you've seen any of his stuff in the past, he fully commits to a role, and to commit to a character like the Joker, you've got to take yourself to some pretty dark places. And I mean, I don't know what the other actors kind of have to do for their characters, but obviously Leto's the one you're most concerned about as far as his mental health going forward. So I mean, but then again, he survived Requiem for a Dream.
That's true.
He survived that. So maybe being the Joker for him would just be second nature. Maybe it won't be nearly as difficult for him, but we'll see.
It's definitely possible. Also, shortly before the weekend, the directors for one of the Star Wars anthology films has been announced. The Helmers of 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie are going to be directing the Han Solo film.
Yep.
The Han Solo standalone film, which is going to hit theaters 2018.
I think
it was something
2018
like
is what they were saying.
Yeah.
So that'll be after episode 8 then.
Right.
So then does that mean that the Boba Fett movie is being pushed back? Because Rogue One is next year.
Right. Rogue One is next year. And initially, I think the Boba Fett movie is probably in a little bit of a limbo just right now, because Josh Trank left the project. He was the Chronicle director who was attached, and he also directed Fantastic Four, the new one coming out this summer. but now he was either fired or he left.
We've
We're
heard
not
he's
sure.
a rather difficult person. to
Right,
work with,
yeah.
so
So, I mean, he either got fired or he left, or it was a screw you, I'm not fired, I quit sort of situation.
yeah.
Who knows? But so that'll be interesting because a Han Solo film, directing is going to be important, and casting of a young Han Solo is going to be extremely important.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be the number one.
Chris Pratt.
No,
No.
no.
He's already-
We
he's
are
already-
done with Chris Pratt.
I'm
I don't.
I was being sarcastic. Hopefully that came across.
I think Chris Pratt actually did turn down a role that he was offered, and it was like a big role for a film that just came out recently or was in the process of being made. But I mean, Chris Pratt is a good actor, but I think we can all take a step back from him for a little bit.
No, I don't disagree. Or they get Chris Pine to do it. He's both Captain Kirk and Han Solo.
Oh God, and potentially Green Lantern, as
yeah.
has been rumored as
Yeah,
well.
no.
I mean, if he's a good actor, great. But I don't know.
I mean, he was in Into the Woods as a prince. He's not that great at singing, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, just
you're a better
give,
judge of that than I am.
Yeah,
give Han Solo a musical number in his anthem. Him and Chewbacca sing a duet,
Oh my God.
or him and Lando.
That'd be awesome.
Him and Lando.
Or all of them. Just do like
Yeah.
a show-stopping,
Yeah.
like little number. Can you just imagine? I can't do the Wookiee yell, but
Yeah, no.
thanks. Thanks very, very much appreciated. Okay, so I think we covered all the news. So,
Oh, we also have Sherlock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So we don't only talk about films. We are Movie.Cast, but obviously we tend to enjoy a lot of TV shows as well, and we have our soon to be released Idiot Box Challenge, which will be coming on the channel later this week. So yeah, let's talk about the Sherlock teaser, which was we're gonna film you a little clip, even though it's not gonna be something that's in the special, but
I am more excited. Probably the only thing I'm more excited for would be Star Wars. Other than that, this is the one thing I'm most looking forward to watching. I don't know what it is about the show. It's just really, really good. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Cumberbatch and Freeman, they both have really great, on-screen chemistry with one another. Play off each other really, really well.
Yes, they do.
It's just really fantastic. And the fact that they're doing the traditional, like 19th century Victorian, Sherlock Holmes with the same cast.
Wasn't that great? Wasn't that great when he stepped out of the carriage wearing the hat, and you were just like, he's not complaining about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just everything about that little 2-minute clip.
Right.
Just that little 2 minutes. It was one of the most exciting things I've watched. I'm so happy.
Well, that's why I said to you, it's funny though, because that they created that clip, like they filmed that just to be like a teaser. Like it's definitely not something that's going to be in the.
Oh no, I think it will be.
I don't think so, because the way they talked about it made it seem like it was just a clip just to be like just to tease you about a special coming. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like the way the wording of all the dialogue in the scene, especially the part where John goes like, "I had to grow out this mustache just to be recognized." That's definitely a telling line of, that's a little bit too much of a leading line.
Well, I think that's also a joke from from season 3 when Sherlock was kind of like giving him trouble over the mustache he had grown.
I mean, yeah, but then he shaved it off, and there were it's been 2 episodes since.
I'm saying though, but I think it's still just a play on that. It's a callback.
Well, I thought it was more of a callback because that whole clip was a callback to the books because she talks about Miss Hudson talks about how according to John in the books she's only the person who shows people to the door. Yeah. Because that's a comment on the sexism of the time, is that, women characters in literature were not
but you
strong.
Can't
I think that's what the whole thing was. I think the whole thing was just a clip just to make some funny comments about the original literature.
Well, I'd be curious to know how much money they spent just to make that little 2-minute clip. If it's not going to be a part of the actual special.
Yeah. But
as far as the mustache goes, I think Jude Law can looks better in the like, mustache.
Well, right.
than,
Well, and
I think he fits
Freeman.
his face fits it better.
Right. Well, and also, the mustache is what has traditionally been known for Dr. Watson, at least from the books and stuff.
Right, but see, that's what I was trying to point out. That's
Right.
why
Yeah,
he says that line.
Right.
That's why I think this was just a clip just created just to be like, haha, we're just teasing you, you know, like I really don't think we'll actually see that clip in the show. It's a little bit too pointed of a
So
clip.
that's gonna be a Christmas special.
Yes,
right?
it's going to be a Christmas special.
Well,
it takes place in the Victorian era. Well,
right.
it's
Well,
set to come out.
Well, hopefully it won't be one of those things where it's released in the UK around
Right.
Christmas time, but then we have to wait until like February or something to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I did read something that they were hoping that they'd be more in sync release points.
Hopefully. Yep.
And I mean, yeah, and then of course we're still a long ways away from Series 4 of the show, which they have yet to even film, start production on.
Yeah, Series 4 will probably.
I think I even read
that won't be until 2017.
Right,
and
and they haven't even written it yet. I mean, I think I've heard.
No, they've started writing it. I know that because I think some of was it like the actor, the guy that plays Moriarty, has even talked about having like seen some of the early drafts for the new season. Yeah. Yeah, like
I thought I read that they didn't really have much of it yet. Even
I wouldn't be surprised if they at least have rough drafts of it, because obviously there's going to be a very long pre-production process for them, and I mean they kind of had to get ahead of it because Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman now he's a part of he's going to be involved with Marvel and stuff. He'll be working on Winter Soldier and whatever other Marvel movies he might make cameos in. Cumberbatch, he's going to be doing Doctor Strange. So these guys are going to be incredibly busy over the next year plus. And so,
well, it doesn't help when the show's creator also decided to jump on Doctor Who.
Well, yeah. so it's just all these all these people involved are very busy right now. But I would not be surprised to at least have something, because once I have a funny feeling that they'll probably start some sort of filming by the end of next year, and then I think the goal would then be have it ready for Christmas 2017.
That'd be nice, at least.
Even though it's
still so
2 years away,
but it's like
Christmas this year.
Well, that's why we're gonna get the special to hold us over.
I love how all these people who make great Sherlock Holmes stuff, like I'm a fan of the Sherlock Holmes movies as well, and we haven't had a Sherlock Holmes film ever since 2011.
I think it's because Robert Downey Jr. has become too expensive.
Although next week, Mr. Holmes comes out with. Ian McKellen.
That's right. That's right. Ian McKellen. That should be a very interesting film.
Yeah.
I've heard some decent things about it, so that'll be interesting because that's like an aging Sherlock reflecting back on his career.
He's gonna die at the end of the movie. I'm almost certain of it.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make logical sense, but I don't think that'll be the twist. The story's gonna be like
the boy solves the mystery.
Right.
The little boy solves.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, come on, man. Leave a little bit of mystery for us. All right, cool. So let's get into I guess one of the meat of our show is we also just all saw the Minions film, by Illumination Entertainment. Obviously is a prequel to Despicable Me. It's about the origins of the Minions. So what we like to do for our film reviews, we like to keep it spoiler free for a few minutes. We do a quick round table. Everybody gives their opinions. We will let you know what we thought of it individually, if you should go out to go see it. And then you're going to hear the Wilhelm scream, the famous Wilhelm scream. And once you hear that, then we've entered spoiler territory. Continue watching at your own risk. But let's kick it off. Julia, you are our guest for today. So let's start off with you for just a real quick, spoiler-free, so don't give anything away. Okay. What did you think of the film, and would you recommend people to go see it?
I would recommend the film for people who just want to see it. It's just pure entertainment, funny, for laughs. I mean, it's not a very, deep plot, but you shouldn't expect that with the Minions. But, it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. So you would recommend people to go see it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for, family, kids, and...
That's true, yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, fair enough. Short and sweet to the point. Costa?
I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was cute. You know, it was funny. It definitely provided some good laughs. I agree with Julia. I mean, you really can't go. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, I mean that's what you see is what you're going to get. So there isn't much to it other than like, you know, if you've seen at least the first Despicable Me,
right?
You know, and you have an idea of what the Minions are, you know, as you know, these little characters and stuff like that, then you're more or less going to get what you expect, and you're going to laugh. You'll enjoy it. You know, if you've got kids, you know, family trip to the movies, I think it's a perfect opportunity to go. Honestly, you know, I mean, I don't think it was as good as Inside Out, but I think it's I still think nonetheless
Inside Out's a high bar to reach.
It's a high bar to reach, but I think nonetheless I think it's you know, a movie worth going to the movies for. You know, if you can, you know, get your family together, go see it. No qualms against that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, my opinion is basically along the same lines because, I mean, I liked the first Despicable Me was okay. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was anything spectacular or anything. I mean, the Minions were obviously, I think, the funniest part. So it is. Yeah, so I do kind of like that Illumination decided to capitalize on what they've created, the Minions characters. Now, when going into it, I thought like I did kind of think like it would be kind of weird to watch like these creatures who don't really talk. They kind of have a mix of like Spanglish and like broken English and all this like sort of weird baby talk, like how that would sustain through the whole movie. But it doesn't get too bothersome at any point. You know, I mean, like we were talking about with people that we saw with, you know, and they made a point like that they focus on 3 of the Minions basically. Like even though they have like this whole Minion Legion, they focus on 3 of them: Kevin, Stewart, and Bob. Were their characters' names, and basically most of the journey is them. So by isolating those 3 characters, you were able to have a simpler story. Basically have a very simple story.
Well, that, and you would care more about them because you actually, because there's so many of them. Right. It's better to isolate some of them, you know.
Well, right, yeah, especially because you can't tell the difference between many of them. Right. I mean, I mean that's kind of the clever way they set it up is that they made Kevin tall. They made was Bob?
Well,
Bob
was shorter.
Bob was shorter, and he had 2 eyes, right?
Yeah,
and Stewart just had the 1 eye. So you know they gave you like those little characteristics.
But also Bob was more of like the baby of the group.
Oh well, yeah, personality-wise,
personality carried the teddy bear around.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So like, yeah. I mean, I agree. It was entertaining. I'd say go see it with a bunch of people just to have a good time and laugh at it. Yeah. You know. Just expect what you're gonna get. Exactly. Like you're gonna get, you know, a bunch of Minions, and you know, I do like that there were more humor than what we just saw in the trailer. You know, because the trailer did contain a lot of what was in the film, but there was more humor to it. You know, it wasn't like those were the only funny parts. The rest were kind of No, it was fairly enjoyable the whole way through. So yeah, I'd be along those same lines. Go see it now. Okay, well, anyway.
Maybe not that urgently, but...
No, we want you to keep watching. Although you could leave since there's our good old Wilhelm screen. So if you haven't seen it yet, we're just going to talk a little bit more, just a little bit more in-depth about it, I guess, you know, if we want to. Going into immediate spoiler territory, it was nice that they threw in them meeting Gru at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I mean, that was great.
But I pointed out, if you didn't see it, Gru was actually at the Villain Con.
Yeah, I missed that. Like I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, they were when they walked by one of the booths, you could clearly see like a side profile of Gru.
Oh.
Like there. And yeah, if you were to go back and watch it, you would clearly see him there. And I mean, you were sitting right next to me. I didn't point it out, but I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. Honestly, I thought that was all we were going to see of him at that point. I'm like, when they had him there, I'm like, oh, maybe that was just like a little Easter egg they dropped in there, but they ended up throwing him in right there at the end. And, I honestly, like, the one thing I wasn't, you know, again, even though we're just talking about the Minions movie here, I wasn't honestly all that thrilled with Sandra Bullock as Scarlet Overkill. I'm just kind of honestly like, you know, compared to the rest of the movie, I just preferred it when the Minions were just up to their antics.
Yeah.
You know, that was when the movie was at its best. But then whenever you threw her into the mix, it was okay.
Right. I mean, like, I would have loved, like, you know, because they go through a whole montage right at the beginning of them,
Which was
like,
hilarious.
yeah, a hilarious montage of them like killing off their masters by accident, and I kind of wish they threw in just a few more of those. I wanted that sequence to go on a little longer, just because that was like real quick, easy humor that was just simple and funny, and because they even cut out the one that we saw in the trailer of like the knight who like ends up like getting stabbed by his own sword because he gets yelled at by them or something. Like I wish like a little bit more of that. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I thought Sandra Bullock was interesting as a villain. I mean, I don't think she quite exactly pulls it off. Like, I mean, she's okay, but like I read somewhere that the reason she wanted to be in like an animated or like kind of movie was like for her adopted son one day would like, you know, see it, and she thought it would be, you know.
Oh, okay.
And see, the thing is though, it seems like they hinted at a lot of her like past that they really didn't delve into. I know this is Minions. It's not
Scarlet Overkill.
Yeah.
No, but still, though, it's like you had a character, and she talked about all the people in her past that had doubted her and her like rough kind of like upbringing that's hinted at, and we really don't get any of that. Like we really don't learn much about it.
Well,
It's
they
just
didn't
like
show anything.
Right, they didn't show anything, so it's just kind of like here she is. We know that she's like the biggest, baddest villain in the world or whatever, and that's it. Like that's just how she is. You know, again, we don't need like great like major storytelling or anything like that, but again, I just didn't really care about the character as much. Like she was just sort of there.
Yeah.
You know. Again, the movie's called Minions. The Minions were great. You know,
and the central focus
and everything else was just kind
of the film itself.
And I liked a lot of like little like nods to like pop culture and stuff like that.
Yeah,
in the movie. I mean, they did the whole. I just love it. Like, you know, when they were like in the sewer and they climbed the ladder up to Abbey Road.
Oh yeah, that
like,
was
you knew
great.
it was gonna be a Beetlejuice, but you didn't see them because obviously like the money that they would have had to shell out to use the likeness of the Beatles.
Right. Yeah.
A ton of money.
Well, see, I initially thought it was going to be the Minions like walking across, but instead they used the Beatles, which I thought was a better reference, I guess.
Yeah.
So, no, those were all really nice. Like I mean, I do agree. Like I never thought it was going to reach a level of like, you know, really like top shelf animated film, you know, and I kind of knew that from the beginning. This was basically just to say like, hey, we all know this was Illumination Entertainment going, we all know you love the Minions. We might as well give you a Minions movie.
Right. And I think, and if anything, especially when you look at, because they had the trailer for The Secret Life of Pets.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that looks funny.
And if anything, I think Illumination, like they definitely have like the humor down.
Yes. Yes, I would agree.
Comedy is a staple of their films, but again, the one thing that they lack that Pixar has, I think, is the heart.
Yes.
You know,
I would agree.
It's you know, but again, with the Minions, like you had a couple of like, you know, moments like you were, but they immediately within like a split second. Something funny happens, and it's like, you know, you really don't get like there's really no emotional build up or anything like that. It's just meant to be, you know, comical.
Right. Yeah.
You know, easy.
Yeah, you're
going.
not really supposed to like empathize with the character or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think, but that's the problem. That's just like the creation of the Minion characters themselves. It's like they weren't created to be like emphasize of like you weren't supposed to well, I can't talk today. You weren't supposed to show empathy for them, you know, because they're supposed to be doing their bad guys' evil work, you know. But like, and then not only that, they don't talk proper English and stuff like that, and yeah, they have bits of personality, but it's still kind of like you can't really relate to it a whole lot or anything. Like, so they're hard characters to like really get into. Like they're not like Jessie from Toy Story 2, where you meet her and then you learn about her backstory and then you're all upset because, you know, like because of what happened in her past. Like the Minions don't have any of that. They're just like the happy-go-luckies, like who just want to follow a bad
they
guy
just
around.
happen to survive like all these years.
Which is kind of weird, like because they say like if they don't find a master, they will perish. I'm like, they've been existing for thousands and thousands of years, apparently, all the way from the time of the dinosaurs to the current day.
Yeah.
So it's like clearly they're immortal. So like, why would they perish without a master? That makes no sense to me. But whatever. I'll give them a pass for that because you accept it because it's just a film to laugh at.
And I think that's why they didn't delve into like much of like Scarlett's background and how she came to be like the best villain or whatever, most powerful villain. I think it's because it's like they don't want to drag the movie down with emotion and stuff like that.
That's true.
They're just like,
it did have a pacing to it,
right? It's just kind of like let's just keep. It was just like one gag after another. It didn't really stop.
Right.
At any point, they just kept it going and
I will say the one joke that even though it did have its moments and all that, I did kind of get a little bit tired of the banana repetition because I'm just like, okay, yeah, it was kind of funny, but now it's like. I don't know. It wasn't the funniest joke, I guess. I mean, they had other good gags in there and stuff like that, but just like they kept harping on the banana, and I'm just like, okay, guys, we get it. Yes, he likes bananas. Can we find something else for his personality?
Yeah.
Other than just banana. Like I'm like
my favorite part of the movie was right at the end when Queen Elizabeth is like awarding them like gifts and stuff, and she gives because Stuart likes playing guitar, and she gives him the electric guitar.
Yes, that's right.
And he starts playing. All of a sudden, he just starts shredding. And keep in mind, the funny part is that this is supposed to be taking place in like the late '60s in London.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And he starts playing the guitar. The song Eruption itself is just one really long guitar solo by Van Halen, and he just starts playing that. Then he smashes up the guitar right at the end. I don't know what it was. That part, just like right there, was so funny.
Yeah, no, it was humorous. Yeah, no,
it just. And then he wanted the snow globe back. He's like,
yeah, exactly. That was even better. It was like he destroys the guitar. He's all upset. It's like, I'm taking our snow globe back.
Yeah,
like that. I thought was like the perfect like sealer of the joke right there. Like that was good. That was a good back and forth.
that was fantastic.
Like I would say like even though I'd have to rewatch Despicable Me, but I think I probably initially enjoyed this more than I enjoyed Despicable Me.
Mm-hmm.
Even
because I think they put a large focus on what was the best part of Despicable Me.
Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah, because I thought Despicable Me was average otherwise, and I didn't even see Despicable Me 2.
Mm-hmm.
I
hadn't seen it either.
It was cute. But,
Yeah. Yeah,
a lot of people say the second one. I mean, I haven't seen it either, but a lot of the criticism though is that it just felt like different with Gru trying to become like a good guy or whatever. It kind of
he was
like
already technically a good guy
in a way, yeah.
Well, by the end of the first film, see, my problem with Despicable Me was like it was just. And obviously, it was just so telegraphed where it was heading. It's like you knew Gru was just going to turn into a good guy. You knew he was going to fall in love with the kids. It's like, no, and they didn't do anything to like put like an interesting little twist on it or anything. I was just like, okay, I could see this happening right at the beginning of the film. So why did I sit through an hour and a half just to get to that point? I mean, like I said, the Minions were funny, but other than that, I was just like.
It's so fluffy.
Well, I mean, the next thing is like, Illumination is obviously they're gonna do something else with the series. Like they're just not gonna sit on it.
I really hope they don't do Minions 2 though.
Yeah,
I don't think we need another.
I don't want
because it's like
I
where
like
do
this
you
as its own like
see?
prequel series.
I mean, I don't know how Despicable Me 2 ends or whatever, but it's like obviously if you're gonna do Minions 2, then it would have to also just be another prequel to the first Despicable Me.
Right. And according to the ending, it would have to involve Gru.
Yeah.
Right, but the thing though, it just seems like
I mean, maybe they could have like some sort of like parting with Gru or something.
But they
like
don't part Gru.
No, but I'm saying, where they come back at the end or something.
I don't know. I mean, well,
I'm just
but
saying.
then that just
I'm not trying to give them ideas, but
well, no, because they even kind of showed that during like the credits when they had like those little skits with the minions and like the younger Gru or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously they're all very close with one another, and so it's just kind of like I don't really, because they did that, honestly, those little bits during the credits, I don't really see a reason for them to do because it's obviously just going to be them just causing mischief and stuff like that. Well, right.
Yeah, no,
but then again, you'd get a Gru that is just going to be a villain the whole movie instead of him like kind of like transitioning into this,
right, yeah,
good guy.
No,
or whatever,
like I said, I hope that they wouldn't consider making a Minions 2 or anything.
Well, they're going to do something just because they know it's their. I mean, the Minions or whatever, or should I say, like for Illumination? I mean, a long stretch, but this is like their Toy Story. Like this series, it's their Toy Story. It's something that they're gonna call back to.
Oh sure, yeah. Like, no, they're not done with the series.
No, they're
by
not.
any stretch. Of course not. But yeah,
I don't want them to run it into the ground. But
yeah.
See, again, the thing is though, is like since the storytelling for these movies are so simple and it's just all about the humor. I mean, as long as they keep a few years between each movie, then I think they'd be okay with doing another movie or two. I mean, again, just because it's like it's really not much so about the story; it's just about the comedy.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Oh, sorry. But yeah, so I mean, I think we've delved into this as much as we can.
Yeah.
I mean that's like I mean, like I said, it was a pretty decent film. It's not gonna blow anything away. Pixar's still gonna run away with the best animated film this year. I mean, I'm sorry, but they are. They like that. I mean, they're competing with themselves with The Good Dinosaur later on. So it's like Pixar's bound to win the award this year, no matter what.
I mean, we haven't seen much of The Good Dinosaur just besides that one trailer that they keep showing at the theaters. But I don't know. I think,
well, especially since now they recasted the whole thing. They're probably busy re-recording lines.
But I think since Inside Out to me though seems like, because we've already seen like animated movies involving dinosaurs. I think Inside Out.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to get ahead of myself before The Good Dinosaur has its shot, but I think Inside Out.
Oh yeah, no, and I agree, but I'm excited to see another Pixar film this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is a nice treat especially since we didn't have a Pixar movie last year. A Pixar movie is always a nice one to go see because for the most part, besides maybe Cars or something, you can go in with a sense of I'm probably going to really enjoy this. It's probably going to have a really good, serious story that hopefully I'll end up falling in love with, and that's what Inside Out ended up being. Hopefully The Good Dinosaur follows a similar track. I hope so.
Well, no, I mean, again, Pixar gets a pass on basically everything. It's just they've done
well when you have their track record.
Well, exactly. So it's like you can only assume that whatever they release is going to be a top notch film. So. I'm sure it'll be good, but I still say just based on premise alone and originality, I think Inside Out already is ahead. Yeah, but could be wrong.
I mean I'd agree with you.
I mean, I love Inside Out, so
yeah. Yeah, you were going to initially come on for the Inside Out review, but it's okay. Like we don't mind having different people on at any time to change it up a little bit. It's fun. So thank you, Julia, for joining us for today's episode. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the new format that we're going with. We're going to tweak it a little more going forward with giving some news as well as doing a movie review. So if you do want to give us any feedback or let us know, like if you agree with any of our opinions, all that, you can always find us on the social media up there on the screen, Facebook, Twitter, and as always, you can like our video, subscribe to our channel, get other people to subscribe to our channel, tell your friends about us, and I hope you really enjoy our content. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.